Today on Veterans Stand Up, we're talking about how veterans can build and grow their wealth with Jerry Quinn, the COO of AFMA. Well, Jerry, let's start with some basics. How can veterans build wealth?
You know, Paul, it takes a plan, and you need to live within your means. Really, those are the two basic principles that any veteran can take immediately to begin building wealth and begin the journey of financial independence.
So now you're starting to build wealth. What are your tips or advice for protecting and growing your nest egg?
Protecting is a great word, and it's one that as you begin to grow wealth, you need to protect that wealth. And so you want to protect those risks. We protect our risks in many ways in our life. We do it through health insurance and car insurance and life insurance. Life insurance is intended to protect your future income for your loved ones if something were to happen to you. So life insurance is an essential component of protecting what you are building and your path to wealth creation. I want to add one other thing. It is also, once you've done your protection part, plan your goals. Lay out the goals for your family. Do you have a college to save for, college education to save for? Do you have a major vacation or other significant events in your family that you want to plan for? And then finally, don't forget about retirement. It is never too early to begin your retirement planning. And I do always want to point this out. It's also never too late. If you didn't start early enough, it is okay. It's okay to get started. Just get started right away.
Well, you mentioned insurance. That was one thing I was going to ask about. What are the financial products veterans should be aware of?
There's a number of different products that we use. We use banking tools. We use loans in the appropriate way. We use many financial services and products are out there for veterans to use and use to their advantage for that wealth creation and that financial independence pursuit of theirs. A couple of things that I would mention is insurance products first to help protect those assets that you are now growing. Secondly, think about the investment products that you should use. Is the blended retirement system all you need? Is TSP the only right solution? By the way, it is a very good solution, and service members that have access to TSP should absolutely use it. But service members that are even able to save more may need other brokerage accounts and or a financial advisor to help them with that.
Okay, great. Well, as you've gotten older, you've gotten smarter. So I'm wondering, what do you know now that you wish your younger self knew in terms of financial management?
I'll tell you, Paul, I've made every mistake in the book, all right? And I finally got a finance degree when I was mid-career in the Army, and that taught me a lot. And since then, I've been kind of on the right track. But first and foremost, watch your responsible use of debt. If you're carrying a credit card balance each month, you should really consider making sure that that's paid off. Number two, buy a car that's within your means. Again, back to point number one that we've already talked about, living within your means is, make sure you've got a car that's reasonable or a apartment that's reasonable. Now, if you're going to use debt, use it on appreciable assets. And instead of sending a car payment to a bank to pay off a car that's depreciating in value, consider using your excess cash flow to buy a home, an asset that typically appreciates in value. So that's one of the things that I learned is my irresponsible use of debt as a young man kind of cost me a little bit.
Okay, sounds like a car story.
The car story, yeah, absolutely. I bought a great car when we were in Germany. I bought it ahead of time, and here it was going to be delivered to my home of record in the United States when I started leave and my PCS back to the United States. It was a fantastic car and it was awesome. I arrived at the dealership and the car was there waiting for me. And as a 22-year-old, it was fantastic and I got to drive it to my new duty station at Fort Belvoir. But hindsight tells me that I should have done something different. I should have held off on that optional want and instead invested that excess cash and bought a car that was more reasonable for me and my family at the time.
It's great advice. Well, you've gone through a lot of very important and valuable information. How can veterans learn more?
Listen, the veteran community, all of us together have worked together to present a number of resources that are available to our military and veterans. Seek out those trusted resources, AFMA.com, AAFMAA.com. And The DoD produces some great resources. Mil-Spouse Money Mission. Check that one out. Great videos and little snippets for you to learn how to manage your money as best as you can. I also just want to point out that there are many, many other resources. You've interviewed many of the people that provide those resources, free to veterans and military. Seek them out, find your friends, use your trusted resources. Make sure they're trusted, verifiable resources, and then leverage those to your advantage and learn all you can about your finances and wealth.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Paul.